welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Allmark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And we're in our series of Christmas gift ideas, stocking fillers, craft fair bits and pieces for the holiday season. And I thought today that we would make one of these lovely origami stars. Now these are 6-pointed stars. They are an origami modular, which means that you make the 6 pieces and then put them together. And I thought that they would make a really lovely hanging ornament, so they can hang up beautifully. Or if you do them like this, and I've put wishes in the centre and stars, it could hang on a little girl's bedroom door or something like that. You can make them in any size you want. So this is one which uses strips of paper 8 inches by 2 inches. So this is the largest one that I've done. The middle size one is done with Feels Like Frost Designer Series paper because it's lovely and silvery, and again would look very pretty hanging on a tree, but again you could put something across there if you wanted. And these are strips of paper which are 6 inches by 1.5 inches, so you can get it out of a sheet and one strip of the Feels Like Frost. And then this is a little tiny one which is 4 inch by 1 inch strips. So we are going to let's make the middle one. We're going to make the middle one. I'm doing it with white because it's easier to see with the folding. So you need 6 strips. Whatever you're doing, you need 6 strips of paper. So I've done 3, but I've got 6 strips which are 1.5 inches by 6 inches. So as I say, straight out of your designer series paper. And I have just done a little score line down the centre. That's purely because my fingers aren't very good, and I find it just helps me a little bit. You only need to do it a tiny little bit, because what we're going to do is we're going to fold this piece in half. So if you have dexterity with your fingers, which makes it a little bit difficult, you can score that bit and it will make it just a little bit easier for you. Okay, then we are going to, so you have a score line running down the middle. We're going to take this point, and this point is going to line up with the score line, and we're going to create a triangle and a point that runs down there. So we'll take this little point here, and we need to fold it so that it goes along that score line we've created down on the bottom. So if you just sort of roll it over a bit, you can get that to where you want as a point, and then crease it, and with your bone folder just give it a little crease. Okay, then the shorter piece on here, so the shorter part of the triangle, we're going to form another point. So this piece is going to fold up so it lies straight onto that point, and we're just going to fold that. Okay, then if we turn it round and open up this little flap, we need to fold this point up to that little point there. So you need to take it up onto the edge there, and you will find that it will line up with the line that runs down that you've got on the crease mark anyway. So we're just going to fold that across like that. Then if you flip it over, you have got a point here, and we're going to fold this piece straight up like that and crease it. Turn it over again, and this piece is just going to fold flat back on itself. So this has got to just fold straight back on itself like that. And those are your 5 folds. Now this piece has got to tuck into, there's like a little pocket there. So the easiest way to do it is to turn it round and sort of unfold it. So we can tuck this little piece, which is a flap, we can tuck that in. That folds back on itself, that folds back on itself, and we've got one of the pieces. So let's do it again. We're going to fold this piece in half. as best as you can. And this is, as I say, I have arthritis in my fingers, so I do find these sorts of things quite difficult. But as I said, if I can manage it, then I'm sure all of you can. So this has got to be the triangle. This point has got to line up with that score line that we've made. And then fold that in on there. And then this, the short edge, we're going to make another point up on here. So that piece has got to fold nicely on there. Fold that across and score that, or burnish that one down. Turn this one down, little flap down. Fold this so that it comes into that edge there. And then that crease line will run right the way along that side that we want. Like that. Turn it over. Where the point is, you're going to fold this piece up flat onto there like that. And burnish that bit. Then turn it over again, and this piece is going to lie flat. So we're just going to fold it straight up flat onto itself. Like that. And then that's got to tuck into the pocket, so we'll turn it round, open it up, fold that piece in, that piece down and that piece across, and we've got the next one. So the last one, pinch it in half, like that. Then take this piece up so that we get our nice little corner in. So this is the first fold, so fold one, getting yourself a little point like that at the top. So that's fold one. Fold two, short edge, fold this piece up like that. So that's fold two. Fold three, turn it round, open the little flap down, put that little flap up in on there and fold it flat onto that edge. Turn it over. Fold four along that point. Just fold it to that flat edge. Like that. Turn it over. Fold five is folding this little piece back onto itself. And then that's got to tuck into that pocket, so turn it round, open it up, and this little piece will tuck quite nicely in on there. Fold it down, and you've got your pieces. So these are our 6 pieces. So if we put them up like that, so if we pick one up and you've got a little sort of flappy bit at the bottom, you've got a small triangle and a larger triangle. So if you take both of the pieces like that, and we are going to take the smaller triangle and push it up inside the larger triangle. So push it right up inside. Then if you open this flap out, you're going to tuck those little tiny points at the bottom in, and it will lock itself together. So let's do that again. We're going to take one of these, smaller point, push it in onto that piece, onto the larger point. Where that little flappy piece is, open this piece up. So open this flap up, open that piece up, tuck those little flaps in, and then just fold that piece back on itself and go round. So again on the next one with the point, if you find it easier, you can open that piece up first. So you push this one in. This has got to be tucked in behind itself. So lift it up, tuck it in behind, and push that piece down. Okay, and we're working our way round. So push this piece up into the small one, into the largest one. Open your flap down. I tend to hold it with my fingers. lift this little flat piece up like that, tuck that in like that, and then fold it down. And then the last one, push it in. Take our little flap up, tuck it in, and go like that. Now, this last bit is a little bit tricky. You have got to get the point that goes in like that, and then this little tiny piece is going to slot in, but you need to sort of fiddle around with a little bit. So I am going to use, because it might be a little bit easier, we need to just take this little flap piece in on here. So if we bend that up a little bit, see if I can get it in. So we just need to tuck this piece up, and then that little tiny flap is going to just tuck in, and it's just a matter of just wiggling it around just a little bit until it tucks in. And sometimes if I get it as far as that, I tend to just poke it in with my bone folder or something, because as I say, my hands aren't the strongest, just so I get that little piece going in where we want it underneath. And then we can make sure it's tucked right the way in. There we go. And it's just a matter of wiggling it, and then that piece will fold in nicely on there. And you've then got your star perfectly done. You can then just sort of burnish those points out if you want to. But if you pull it slightly outwards, you'll get your perfect octagon in the octagon, is it? No, six-sided hexagon in the centre. So let me bring the other ones out. So that's what it looks like when it's done in the designer series paper, which I think is absolutely beautiful. That's, as I say, a smaller one. So that was just by 6 pieces of 4" by 1" strips. So again, would work perfectly on a little tree. And then this is the largest one. I've done another one because I am going to stamp over it and do another one for a door, which is 8" by 2" strips. I will put the measurements down below. And this one, I just thought I'd show you how I finished it off. So I took, let's move those ones out of the way. I took the Very Versailles, which has some lovely sort of just background things, which I thought would work beautifully for a little girl's door. And I took the script and did that in the smoky slate. So what I did was I took it sort of there, and then there, and then there, and there, and there, so that the script would run down in the same direction, which is why I've stamped it after I put it together. Then I got the lovely sort of leaf foliage, and with that one in Blushing Bride, I did it down there. So I did it this side and this side in one, down on the bottom there, and then up on the top there. And then all I did was put some just some little twinklies. You could actually cover the whole thing with gems if you had a lot of gems that you wanted to make it really beautiful. And then for the wishes, I just suspended that on a little strip of acetate. So I just put a strip of acetate down the back, and then just glued the wishes in there. So as I say, when it's hanging up, you can't actually see that. You know, when you've got something underneath it, you can't see the acetate there. And you can put whatever word you want in there. So I thought it was a bit of fun. Hope you've enjoyed the series so far. I know I've got some lovely comments, so thank you so much. And we're nearly at the end of our 12. So go back and have a look if you want to. All of the details will be below in the description box, and look forward to seeing you again shortly. Bye-bye.